The final hunt begins. Blackwood sent his deadliest killer.
The cowboy who saved the Apache girl and changed his destiny forever. Part 4. The Road Through the Mountains. The Wyoming Territory had never felt more dangerous. The leather pouch containing the evidence rested inside Caleb Dawson's saddlebag, but its weight seemed far greater than a few sheets of paper. Those documents carried the future of Red Creek Valley. They carried proof of corruption, proof of stolen land, proof of intimidation and fraud. And if they reached federal authorities in Cheyenne, Victor Blackwood's empire could begin to crumble. But first, Caleb had to survive the journey. The morning after the tribal council, the ranch awoke before dawn. A cold wind swept across the prairie. Dark clouds lingered near the distant mountains. Inside the cabin, Caleb prepared quietly. Extra ammunition, water, food, a bedroll. Every item carefully packed. Aponi stood nearby, watching. Neither spoke for several moments.
Promise me you will come back.
The silence carried emotions both understood.
I'll find
Fear,
my way back.
Hope, determination. Finally, Aponi broke the silence. You don't have to do this
Caleb,
alone.
we must
Caleb
face
looked
this
up.
danger
I
together.
do. She shook her head. No. The answer came immediately, without hesitation, without doubt. Caleb sighed. Aponi, you saved
Promise
my life.
me you will come back.
Her eyes never left his.
I promise.
We protect
I'll
each
find
other
my way
now.
back.
The conviction in her voice left little room for argument, and deep down, Caleb knew she was right.
Caleb,
This fight
we
belonged
must
to both
face
of
this
them.
danger together.
Because if Blackwood succeeded, neither the ranch nor Aponi's people would be safe. The future they hoped to build together would disappear before it even began. At sunrise, they rode out together, two riders heading toward the mountains, two hearts carrying the same purpose, neither knowing what dangers waited ahead. By midday, word of their departure had already reached Victor Blackwood. The cattle baron stood inside his study, staring at a large map spread across his desk. A messenger had delivered the news less than an hour earlier. Blackwood's jaw tightened. For months he had controlled every move, every deal, every threat, every outcome. Now everything depended upon stopping one cowboy and one Apache woman. He turned toward a man standing near the fireplace. The stranger wore black clothing, a long coat, a weathered hat.
Blackwood
revolver
thought he
hung
could
low on
hide. He
his
was
hip.
wrong.
His face showed
No one
no
escapes
emotion,
the devil's
no
reach.
kindness, no hesitation, only cold professionalism. His name was Silas Crowe.
Blackwood
Across three
thought he could
territories,
hide. He was
men
wrong.
whispered stories about him.
No
Some
one
called him a
escapes the
bounty
devil's
hunter.
reach.
Others called him a gunfighter. Most simply called him dangerous. Blackwood handed him a photograph. Caleb Dawson. Find him. Crowe glanced at the image. And the woman? Blackwood's eyes hardened. They cannot reach Cheyenne. Nothing more needed to be said. Silas Crowe nodded once, then left. The hunt had begun. Meanwhile, Caleb and Aponi followed a winding trail through the mountains. The route was longer than the main road, but far safer. Or at least it should have been. Towering pine trees surrounded them. Rocky cliffs rose on both sides. Streams cut through narrow valleys. The scenery was breathtaking. Yet neither traveler fully relaxed. Danger often hid behind beautiful landscapes. Late that afternoon, they reached a small ridge overlooking the valley below. Aponi suddenly raised her hand. Caleb immediately stopped. What is it? She pointed toward the dirt trail behind them. Fresh horse tracks, several riders
These are fresh,
following.
Caleb.
Caleb
They're
dismounted
moving
and
fast.
examined them carefully. His expression darkened.
And they're not far
3.
ahead.
Aponi nodded. Maybe 4. The realization settled heavily between them. Blackwood already knew they were being hunted. That evening they camped beside a small creek. No fire, no unnecessary noise, only darkness and caution. As night settled over the mountains, Caleb remained awake, rifle resting across his lap, watching, listening. Hours passed. Nothing moved. Nothing happened. Eventually Aponi joined him. The stars above seemed brighter than ever. Far from towns and ranches, the sky stretched endlessly, beautiful, silent. Aponi sat beside him, close enough for their shoulders to touch. Neither moved away. After a long silence, she spoke. When I was a child, my grandmother told stories about stars. Caleb smiled. What kind of stories? She said every star is a memory. He looked upward. Thousands filled the sky. That's a lot of memories. Aponi laughed softly. The important ones never disappeared. For a moment, neither looked away from the stars. Then Caleb turned toward her. His voice became quiet. If that's true, Aponi met his gaze, then meeting you will always remain. Her heart skipped. The The mountains seemed to disappear. The world seemed smaller, closer. For the first time, Caleb gently reached for her hand. Aponi squeezed it softly. No promises were spoken, no dramatic declarations made, yet both understood. Their lives had become intertwined. Whatever happened next, they would face it together. The attack came at dawn. A single rifle shot shattered the morning silence. Caleb instantly rolled behind a fallen log. Another bullet struck a nearby tree. Wood exploded into splinters. "Aponi, I'm fine." 3 riders emerged from the trees, then a 4th. Armed, fast, determined. The hunters had found them. Gunfire echoed through the valley. Horses panicked, birds exploded into flight. Caleb fired carefully. One attacker lost control of his horse and disappeared into the forest. The others continued advancing. Then a new sound emerged. War cries. Powerful, unexpected. Apache riders burst from the trees, Aponi's people. Several warriors had secretly followed the trail after learning about the danger. The attackers immediately realized they were outnumbered. Within minutes they retreated, vanishing into the mountains. The battle ended almost as quickly as it began. Breathing heavily, Caleb lowered his rifle. One of the Apache warriors approached. His expression remained serious. "There are more." Caleb nodded. He already knew. Blackwood wouldn't quit. Not now. Not when everything hung in the balance. For the next 2 days, the group traveled together. The additional protection helped, but tension continued growing. Every rider understood the truth. The closer they came to Cheyenne, the more desperate Blackwood would become, and desperate men made dangerous choices. On the 3rd evening, they reached Eagle Pass, a narrow mountain corridor, steep cliffs, limited escape routes, the perfect place for an ambush. Caleb hated it immediately. So did Aponi. Unfortunately, there was no alternative route, not without losing valuable time. As the group entered the pass, silence settled over the mountains. No birds, no wind, nothing. The absence of sound felt unnatural. Then a gunshot cracked across the canyon. One horse collapsed instantly. Chaos erupted. Riders scrambled for cover. More shots followed, echoing from the cliffs above. And standing high on a rocky ledge was Silas Crowe, Blackwood's deadliest gunman. The hunter had finally caught up. Crowe fired again. Another bullet struck dangerously close to Caleb. The gunfighter's accuracy was terrifying. He wasn't shooting to frighten, he was shooting to kill. For nearly 20 minutes, the battle raged through Eagle Pass. Apache warriors returned fire. Caleb fought beside them. Aponi helped move injured horses to safety. Yet Crowe remained dangerous, patient, relentless. Finally, he disappeared into the rocks, retreating, but not defeated. The message was clear. The hunt wasn't over. Not yet. That night, camp felt different. The danger had become personal, real. Silas Crowe wasn't just another hired gun. He was a predator, and he would keep coming. As darkness settled over the mountains, Aponi sat beside the fire. Caleb joined her. For a long moment, neither spoke. Then Aponi reached into her bag. She removed a small beaded necklace, handmade, beautiful, carefully crafted. "My mother gave me this." Caleb studied it. "It's beautiful." Aponi gently placed it in his hand. "Keep it." His eyes widened. "Aponi, if something happens..." Caleb immediately shook his head. "Nothing is going to happen." Her expression softened. "Promise me." For several moments, neither spoke. Then Caleb nodded. "I promise." Neither realized how important that promise would soon become. Because hundreds of miles away, Victor Blackwood was preparing his final move. He had failed to stop them through intimidation, failed through sabotage, failed through hired riders. Now only one option remained. A direct confrontation. Everything would be decided before the documents reached Cheyenne. Everything. And as thunder rolled across the distant mountains, fate quietly prepared the final chapter of their story. The greatest battle still lay ahead, to be continued. Part 5, finale, will include the showdown in Cheyenne, Victor Blackwood's downfall, Silas Crowe's final duel with Caleb, Aponi saving Caleb's life, federal marshals exposing the conspiracy, a romantic proposal, wedding celebration with settlers and Apache families, cinematic happy ending. Like, share, and subscribe. Outro for US Wild West love story.
Storm clouds gather on the horizon line. A final reckoning, a dead of a lifetime. Blackwood sent his deadliest killer. The final hunt begins. rains again. Got this leather pouch of dust and sin. Blackwood sent his deadliest killer, a heart of stone, a soul of cinder. The final hunt begins tonight. The final hunt begins tonight. The sunset bleeds on the mountain pass, caught his shadow in the looking glass. Yeah, Silas Crowe is holding all the steel. This final reckoning feels all too real. We're the ghosts running on dusty land, and his deadliest killers holding the upper hand. Well, lookouts are posted. Storm clouds are trapping us here in Eagle Pass. The final showdown's coming, a reckoning in the dust. Blackwood's killer's here, and he's hungry for the rush. Yeah, the final showdown's coming, a reckoning in the dust. The iron wind is kicking up the dust again. Got a heavy pouch that weighs on every step I take. See the lightning fading over the Wyoming line. That vow I made, it's the only thing that's truly mine. One promise changed everything. The road to Cheyenne is bleeding in the dark. Yeah, one promise changed everything, leaving nothing but the shadow and a jagged scar. Got a hawk circling neath that angry sky, a storm on the horizon and a tear in her eye. They can hear the rumble of the Cheyenne run. I hold the proof they wanted, now the hunt is on. With this leather pouch of truth in my hand,
Blackwood sent his.
This is where I make my
Deadliest
final stand. Yeah, this is where I make my stand.